might not be making some people quite happy this morning where I'm heading, but it has been resonating, Sandre, so much so that yeah, I need to speak on it. I need to speak on it. It's what's on my mind. So, Sandre, on the weekend, I went back to my hard drive looking at way too many folders of pictures. I don't know if you're somebody who has a hard drive with way too many folders of pictures over the many years of your
It's my
life.
phone. My phone has them all, man. I need to get a hard drive.
So, yeah, I had to
Yeah.
remove a lot from my phone and I've now placed them on a hard drive. And it was just amazing, Sandre, how many times between high school and university that my hairstyle and the colors that I wore in my hair, how many times that changed. I went from how I now wear my hair most of the time to locks. I was just showing you the pictures and you were surprised. I had locks.
Yeah.
Then I went to a pixie cut. Then I went to a low afro. Then in university, I had blonde afro. Then I went to red highlights. Then I was back to blonde highlights. Then I had a mohawk. I was showing you that one as well, and you were shocked. And then eventually,
It was a bit startling.
yeah, I had a mohawk at one point.
Oh.
And then there you are seeing delayed photos on our YouTube channel, Nationwide 90 FM Live. Then eventually, Sandra and listeners, I just say, okay, I'll just let it grow to what it is now. And I sometimes rocked cornrows too. Cornrows that seems to be controversial these days. And throughout my time in school with my hair journey, I've been a great student. My teachers and my peers can attest to that. I've been a student leader at all levels of the educational system. And I've been a hardworking volunteer. I've worked with the visually impaired. I've been a Rotaractor. So many different things throughout my educational journey. And I was just an all-around cool and good kid, a student that wasn't once called up for her hair. I also went to a high school, Sandre, that had teachers with varying hairstyles and at least one IT teacher, a male, with cornrows. He was a great teacher too, whose hair was always neatly groomed. And I've begun like this. This is my run-up because the matter of what is on my head and the rules around it and how it is policed has been on my mind, as I said, all weekend. Last Friday, I was the subject of some very unfortunate comments from folks in the YouTube space because I argued that the rule at GC Foster College that bars male students from having cornrows was outdated and should be changed. I won't say anything on those comments because those things are a reflection of them, not me. But I maintain the very same line of argument this morning. The rule is outdated, and I don't believe that it is grounded in any reasoning that is rational, fair, and justifiable. The female trainees are perhaps wearing, Sandre, the same cornrows that the male trainees are banned from wearing. And how can that make any sense? I believe that the rule is discriminatory and oppressive. In 2024, in a publicly funded tertiary institution in Jamaica, male teacher trainees will be barred from accessing education because they're wearing neatly groomed cornrows. What can go so? What can go so? It is time we wake up, think critically, and assess the Jamaica we now live in. Slavery has been over for nearly 2 centuries. So unshackle your thinking and see when something is doing more harm than good. We're asking young men who have chosen a path of good, that is becoming an educator, to give up their hair because that's the rule. How many more trainees or certified teachers out there feel discouraged or demotivated because of rules like this that are against them? I don't know, Sandra, if you remember the story of that trained teacher, Shane Green, about this time last year. Green, a certified teacher, was refused a job at his alma mater because he too had grown his hair, which he wears in a man bun or sometimes cornrows. And he said the situation was disheartening. A position similarly shared by others and those at GC Foster who are faced with an ultimatum, basically, if they want to be admitted to the institution. Disheartening it is to come here year after year after year to speak on a matter that affects real lives. Frustrating it is as well to address an issue that shouldn't even be an issue to my mind in progressive Lady Jamaica. A Jamaican male teacher with groomed cornrows. Are that we pick? Seriously? Minister of Education, Favour Williams. To you, ma'am, this rule is keeping well-educated Jamaican young men outside of the classroom. Minister Williams, the oppressive rule is placing a burden on aspiring male educators to cut off their hair to access education. Minister, I already know you're progressive. You sport a blonde pixie cut in our parliament, and I love it. I like her hair. Why can't the young men of this country sport their cornrows in our classrooms? How does properly groomed cornrows affect teaching and learning? I keep asking that question. So, Minister, I'm placing the ball in your court to do something impactful about this. This because the cyclical nature of these issues shows that it cannot be left up to the administrators to unshackle themselves and make the difference. So you must, Minister Williams. That's what's on my mind.